Hi and welcome to this first video where I will show you two ways to regrow onions from kitchen scraps. Basically how to get the best of material you would otherwise probably just throw in the bin or the recycling. We start simply by cutting off the tail of the onion and just placing that aside. That will go into a nice stew later on. And you can peel off some of the outer skin here, not really important, but basically make sure you've got enough of a little root mass or dried up root mass at the bottom of the onion. And so we'll place this in this little glass of just plain water. Now this little glass just happens to be the right size, but if you've got a bigger jar, don't worry about it. Good way to hold the onion just above the water is to put a couple of cocktail sticks in each side of the onion, and that will just balance it above whatever glass you've got. The main thing is you want just the root surface to be touching the water. You don't want it to be swamped or drowned entirely. So that's the first way to look at, very simple. Now the second way here, we'll do exactly the same again, just cutting the tail off the onion. And this time we'll do it slightly different, whereby we can hopefully get 4 onion sprouts from this one onion by cutting right through the center of the little root ball that's there, just splitting them into 4 quarters. Just make sure there's just a few roots in each quarter. That's all it'll need to get the process started. As you can see, very simple, very straightforward, not rocket science as they say. Now we're going to do them slightly different. Put them in this little tub of water, put a couple of kitchen roll or tissue wet paper here that we're going to soak with water. This is not necessary, but it just stops the bits of onion from rattling around there. You'll see what I mean in just a minute. So another little piece here, just to, as well as it stops the water from drying out too quickly. So more water added, and we'll just place them in. That's the roots. You can see the little root section there. We'll just lightly place them on top of the paper so that the roots are facing down into the damp, into the water. Now I'll give you a little spoiler alert here. These won't produce full-sized onions when they're growing, but they will produce onion greens and a small onion bulb, hopefully, that we will see in the next part. So that's them just laid out there on the paper. Very straightforward. 4 sections of onions should give us 3, hopefully 4 pieces that will actually root after maybe 7 days or so, where you get a decent root. And so these remaining onions, of course, they're usable. You'll use them in your next lasagna or stew or whatever you're cooking. So on to the next part. And here we are. These are ones, they were prepared earlier. I've just brought them in. As you can see, they look a bit nasty, but I've got some mold and things growing on them. This is after a week, say, in the water here. But you can see the green shoot rising there, and as I'll show you, they do have a good root section, or good roots have formed very nicely. This is what we're looking for. So that's a good root section formed. As I say, they're a bit blue and mouldy, but that doesn't really matter in the great scheme of things, as you'll see on the next section when we go down to actually planting them in the soil. And hopefully I'll do a progression report here so we can see how they actually do after some time. So that's the ones in the tub. So they all seem to have been rooted. They all seem to have rooted okay, actually. Sometimes you get 1 or 2 pieces that won't root for whatever reason. So here we have the one in the little glass jar, and you can see the new sprouts coming out the top of that. Again, a nice blue mould, nasty looking water, but that's okay, you're not drinking the water. So we'll just take this out of here and try and show you the roots. There's a better way of doing this, but however, since I don't have it, normally put a little knife under there and leave it out of the glass. There you are, it's a good root section. This should grow quite well in the right soil conditions. So we'll just proceed, we'll take them outside and plant them in a little bit of soil. And here we are, we've raised a little planter here. I've already planted two each side. The bulb is in the centre, the full bulb in the centre. A little hole here just to plant one in to show you. Here we are, got some roots in it. Just quite simply put it in a dip in the soil, cover it over. First, say onions like good rich soil, so a little nitrogen base in there the better. Good fertile soil, and they'll grow well. That's a little mix I've just made up. This is only in a container 3-4 inches deep, so it's just for the sake of this example. And now what's happened, here we come, about a week to 10 days, can't remember quite, after this we've come down and I've planted them on top of the little container here. I had a net over them to stop the squirrels from going in and doing some damage. And there you are, they've all grown, each one of them. The bulb is in the middle, you can see that's created at least 2 onion shoots there, and there's new shoots to either side, left and right. As I say, they won't produce full bulbs, but they'll produce a small bulb and they'll give you onion greens for salads or to garnish any dish. So there you are. Hope you've enjoyed this short video. Thanks very much for tuning in. See you on the next video.